Go back to the Cornhill Series of 83. After 2 test matches, it was 1-1. We come now to the 3rd test at Lord's. There are the 2 teams. England in their first innings made 3.
Hadley at long last goes. 3rd test at Lord's with a nervous moment for England debutant Chris Smith, who was facing Hadley. And it's a dream moment for Richard Hadley, but not for Chris Smith. Who goes first ball? Smith. Who goes first ball?
Yes, the nervous reaction of the debutant. Goes back first and then sees, well, it's well up, I must go forward. But Hadley gets to come back off the seam between bat and pad. Gets him on the back leg and quite low. You see it's well below the level of the bails.
Actually, he was straight enough with his bat. Just that the ball got through that little gap between front pad, the inside edge, and struck him on the back pad. Looked to be absolutely plumb. Lance Cairns to Taparay.
Not a great crowd here this morning on the first day, but I understand tickets have gone much better for Friday and Saturday.
He's away. And with a good powerful stroke as well. Stroke of authority there from David Gower.
Marvellous timing. Minimum of movement, just a flip of the wrists. Off the mark.
Took 20 balls for David Gower to get off the mark. Chatfield at long on. And so too is Martin. Good heavens. Lance Cairns will never ever forget that.
Well, a real short ball, but it's moved on to David Gower. He's top-edged it, and Lance Cairns has had a long, long wait, and in the end it's just hit the heels of his hands and gone down.
Might be the day where David Gower can ride his luck.
Ewan Chatfield getting a little bounce outside the off stump here, getting it up to the shoulder of the bat. David Gower's controlled it quite well. It wasn't at catchable height when it went through there. And that was in the air.
So here's another slice of luck. It's not Lance Cairns' day.
Now this is where David Gower used to get out quite a lot with just this shot, and he's nicked it, and it was there.
.50 to go. Been put down twice, played and missed quite a bit at Richard Hadley, but it wasn't at all easy out there this morning. And it's a fine innings from David Gower. 104 balls faced, 7 boundaries. 19th time he's hit a half century for England, and that doesn't take into account the 6 centuries he's gone on to make. 81 for 1. Gower miscued that one off Martin Crowe before lunch and was dropped by Cairns. Since then, every time anything has been short, he's been extremely severe on it. 95 to Gower. He's lost the strike now. It goes to Tabaret, who's on 51. And in fact, it's picked up a wicket, but not with the short one. He's done it with a Yorker. Will he be able to tell his friends and no doubt his grandchildren about that? About how he was warned for bowling a bouncer at Lord's and then ripped in the Yorker past Tris Tabaret's defensive bat. Well, I won't say I've seen everything now, but I've seen most of it, and I think so is Jeff Howarth, who's grinning very broadly there in the background. 152 for 2.
Well, this swings. It's in swinging Yorker. In it ducks. Off the feet. He would have missed leg stump comfortably. But it really upends this Tabaret.
Lamb's off the mark. And takes 2. There's the 100 for David Gower. And a very good innings. He had to come in when Smith was out without scoring, and the total was only 3, and now he's made 102 out of 162. Very close. Must have pitched just on leg stump, and Martin Crowe has got one that kept low there. There have been quite a few that have lifted sharply at that far end of the ground, and that one shot through. A marvellous victim for New Zealand there. David Gower out for 108, and it's 174 for 3.
Well, Crowe being rewarded for his efforts. As you see, it goes down really quite short, but stays right down at stump high. The question was, did it pitch outside leg, being so short?
A better looking shot, crisply into position and put away square on the offside for 4. So the 200 goes up for England and sees getting on to 17. Setley bowls another short one, which has been powered away square by getting for 4 more. And that's been Chatfield's problem all through the day. He's apt to bowl a gift and over.
One of Gadding's strength, powerful forearms. And when he decides to hit it, he gives it absolutely everything.
Takes him on to 23, which keeps his test average going. That wasn't very far short of Crowe at short leg. Catch some of the fancy that 1 or 2 people might have picked up there.
Well, certainly a chance. Well, the caught just to the left, bounced a little, but how quickly were to run the single then?
That's better. And the bats raised aloft. He's relieved, same fact with the crowd. And I'm quite sure everybody in Somerset too will be pleased to see Ian Botham get nicely away with a single.
no gully, just 2 slips and a point. Oh, that's close. Must be gone. And that really did dart back at Ian Botham. He's not at all delighted about the pitch and hasn't been since he was out there with the ball moving around off the seam and playing at different heights. Still, he's got the chance to bowl at it when New Zealand go out to bat.
Came back sharply, good length. He was on the front foot, but caught him on the back.
He's dropped him there. It can't be Cairns again. All Lance Cairns, what a day he's having. It's the third chance that's gone his way. A little bit of lift there. So he's very quickly to the left hand of Lance Cairns. Down she went. Is gone. So early departure there of Mike Gattin. The short one looking for that favourite hook shot, his top edge, and very safely caught this time by John Wright. 288 now for 6 with Gattin gone for 81. Oh, that's out. No doubt, no question there. Over goes the off stump. Hadley strikes again, his second wicket of the morning. 290 for 7.
Lovely change of pace by Hadley, and the ball of much fuller length in through the gate.
And he's gone. Caught at the wicket by Ian Smith off Hadley, and Hadley is finishing up with a good and well-deserved return here. It's his 4th wicket of the innings. The finish of his 36th over. He's bowled 14 maidens now and has 4 for 83, with Foster out, the total at 303. What a marvellous catch. Ian Smith's had a good match here. He came in to replace Warren Lees in the game at Headingley. Did well there, retained his place here, and that was a superb effort. 318 for 9 now. Hadley 5 wickets in a test match for the 15th time in a great career.
Confirmation that Ian Smith really is top class at his job, because that is an absolute blinder.
There's a slight piece of deception there, touch of sleight of hand from Ewan Chatfield to finish off the innings. He finishes with 2 wickets. Richard Hadley with 5 to equal his best performance here over the years. That's a tremendous performance from the New Zealanders. They allowed only 47 runs to be made out there this morning, picked up 5 wickets and a fine effort. But those tail enders, Taylor, Foster and Cook, all did an excellent job, and that 326 total won't be easy to pass for New Zealand. Their bowlers did extremely well. Hadley, again with 5 wickets in an innings, 5 for 93. Chatfield finished with 2, and Crowe, who didn't bowl this morning, also had 2.
Gone for the hook shot. It's a chase there for Norman Cairns. He can't prevent the 4. And second boundary to John Wright. He goes on to 8.
And it's Cook who is going to do the chasing with Gower. Well, nothing's going right for that man now. One of the greatest pairs of hands in cricket, and really is having a tough trot.
Yes, wonderful catcher, Ian Botham. But this one, which was never going to reach Chris Tavare, Botham decided that it was his, cut across from that advanced position.
That was a really nasty delivery. That was ridge time, if ever I've seen one.
Not all that short. And the ball left just. Hit the glove and dollied to Lamb in the gully.
Both of them looking to redeem some of his misfortunes with the bat. Short. Lovely hook shot by Howarth, brings him 4 more. And he's gone. So a first test wicket there for Nick Cook. Howarth goes for 25 and New Zealand 49 for 2. Great jubilation for the young Leicester bowler, and annoyance there from Jeff Howarth. Lapse of concentration. He played very well for his 25. But a real boost there from Nick Cook. Foster again. And short, hooked high and away down to a deep square leg. And Edgar really picked hold of that one. 4 more. Another over from Norman Cowans. Short again, cracked off the back foot by Martin Crowe, and that brings him another 4.
$129 for 2 now. In the 54th over. And Bruce Edgar is on 49. And there's his 50. A fine shot too. And a good innings from the left-hander. He cooks away down at long leg. That's a good knock from Bruce Edgar. Came in first with John Wright. He's now moved to 51 in a total of 131 for 2. Oh, well bowled. Well, Botham seems to think that for him is redemption. It may well be. But it's quite a display for a man who's just taken his first wicket. And it's seen the removal of Martin Crowe. Very fine innings that from the young man from New Zealand. Bowled by Botham. And he made 46, his best score in Test cricket.
Well, did it do anything spectacular? I think it did, in fact, go up the hill. That's the hardest ball, because at Lord's particularly, you expect it to be coming down the slope towards you. And I think that's just gone from leg to hit the top of the off. In fact, any ball that hits the top of the off stump is a good one.
And it's out. Beautifully caught there by Bob Willis. His height coming in very handy there. Grabbed it above his head. It's the end of Bruce Edgar, who's held England at bay since the start of this innings. Second wicket for Nick Cook, and Edgar goes for 70. 159 for 4.
And a sudden change back to spin, paying dividends here. And Edgar, who'd really been so well organised and so patient, suddenly dances down the pitch, and he got to the pitch, and he's realised what he's done almost as soon as he's hit it. Straight to Bob Willis at mid-on.
Botham again to Gray. That'll be 4 more. There's nobody down there. So he's away now at mid-off for Nick Cook, who'll bowl the penultimate over of the day. On every time the ball hits a pad, they all go up for a catch. So I suppose after a few months of this, you get used to it. And that's it. He's clean bowling this time. No doubt at all about that. What a day it's been for Nick Cook. That's his 3rd wicket. And this is first Test match. And Coney the man to go. And that's a very good victim to get late on for England. He goes for 7, bowled by Cook. And Nick Cook now has taken 3 for 28. So Bryce will interface. Tossed joyously out this time, and the umpire's finger's gone up, and poor Bracewell has gone. It's another wicket for Nick Cook. What a sensational finish to this day's play. 176 for 6. Bracewell in as night watchman has gone without scoring. A very definite deflection there. Very definite deflection there.
And he's gone. Another wicket for Nick Cook. 5 in his first Test. Well caught there by both of them. It came quite sharply. Took it 2 hands. Nick Cook has 5, and Richard Hadlee is out without scoring.
The danger man has gone. It did go quickly, but the ball came at a very catchable height to both of them, just where he likes it. Watched the ball carefully into the hands, and that's a key wicket taken by Nick Cook. 176 for 7. Looks so much better when he pitches the ball up.
Good catch. Nicely caught that by Alan Lamb out there at point. That would have landed some 3 parts of the way to the boundary. And Lamb plucked it out of thin air for Ian Botham to give him his 2nd wicket.
Lance Cairns can never refuse the opportunity to attack the ball that's pitched well up to him. A strange arc of the bat. It flew flat and was well picked out by Alan Lamb. It must have come absolutely in line with the crowd background.
Still to come Ian Smith and Ewan Chatfield. Ian Smith's off the mark. That's a beautiful piece of cricket. Lovely anticipation that from Alan Lamb. It was well bowled by both of them, but you have to have a lot of courage and good reflexes to be going forward at gully for a catch like that.
Just the extra effort from Ian Botham. A little bit more put in, a little bit of height coming out, just a bit more. And Alan Lamb always moving forwards onto the balls and the feet. And it's so easy in that position to rock back on the heels, and had he done that, he'd never have caught it.
That's a fine hit. applause from the crowd and from Ian Smith, the non-striker.
Nothing to lose. I think that the New Zealand tail end have been rather awe-inspired by Nick Cook dropping the ball in there, surrounded by close fielders.
And tried him again with another short one. He's out in more ways than one. Hit that into his face, I rather think, and dull it up for an easy catch. So both of them finishes with 4 wickets, and Cook with 5. 191 all out New Zealand, and leaving them a long way short of England's first innings total of 320.
Hill series of 83. After 2 test matches, it was 1-1. We come now to the 3rd test at Lords. There are the 2 teams. England in their first innings made 326. New Zealand made 191. And we're joining now at the start of the England second innings, and it's Hadlee bowling to Tavare. Bless you. I didn't know you would.
Howarth wisely decided to have a 3rd man in this time. It's only a single. A little bit of tension out there, I think, not only in the middle, but amongst a number of the crowd, seeing what's going to happen here to Chris Smith. Just hold it up, he says, I'm not ready yet. But, great concentrator, this Chris Smith. In comes Hadlee. He wanted to go, but very wisely was sent back. It's a good-looking shot from Tavare. Very crisp on drive, and they're bringing 4 runs. Misses few opportunities of scoring anything around about leg stump. It's a great strength of Chris Tavare's play. Chatfield into Tavare. More runs for Chris Tavare. I think Smith, if he's wise, will come back for 3. Indeed, he is doing. So it's a fairly unusual scoreboard at the moment. 10 on the board and all 10 to Chris Tavare. Chris Smith to face Ewan Chatfield. And that's it. Yes, he's tickled it away. Fine style and a long leg. A single. And that's brought an immense cheer from this crowd. Anybody would think he's just gone to 100. That's a good-looking shot. 4 runs. Short outside the off stump. And Tavare looking in very good form here at the moment. On to 14 now, out of 15 on the board.
Richard Hadlee now, nodding to Tavare. Martin Crowe, New Zealand, struck on the side of the nose, forehead, and a bit of blood there. Just a little mark above his eye there, bit of blood drawn. And that's well bowled. Hadlee strikes for the first time for New Zealand, and Martin Crowe, who was struck above the eye, has had some recompense there.
And Tavare the unlucky one, but after all, that's what Hadlee was bowling for. Little nick onto the pad and out.
shot.
Yes, he did well to get onto that because it was a little bit leg side easy to miss those.
A square drive. That's a little gift for David Gower. $50 up for England. 52 for 1 now. Gower goes to 14.
Oh, that's a good looking shot. Half volley pitched on the leg stump. Cracked that away through a mid wicket for 4. So Gower moves on to 32, the total under 75 for 1. So that's the 50 partnership. And Gower's share is 33, 76 for 1 now. These two coming together when Tapley was out at 26. Gower now to face Gray. And he's gone. So joy there for Gray. Beautifully caught at forward short leg. And Gower goes for 34, 79 for 2.
Gower swung the bat in a full arc, which is enough to persuade any short leg fielder to back away, but he kept on coming in, diving. Martin Crowe, marvellous catch.
It had to be an inside edge onto pad in the first instance. Just had spun a long way, that ball. And then the catch had to be taken. A nasty diving catch, and the difficulty always is to get there with your hand under the ball if you possibly can.
New Zealand will be delighted to see the back of David Gower. That's a good way to get off the mark. He's pleasantly picked the spot between bowler and mid-on and opens his account with 4.
Alan Lamb and spun across him. Evan Gray has taken his second wicket.
Not only did this one turn, got up a bit, and Lamb scarcely prepared. I think it was the turn that beat him in the end, rather than the lift. He was in no position to cope with it.
Been waiting for that. He's been given a torrid time by Richard Hadley. That one was short but didn't fly, as have done quite a few of the others. Up for England in their second innings, and with that lead of 135, New Zealand face a daunting task.
So Gray in his 17th over, 2 for 27. Admirable effort this from young Evan Gray. Gatting finally using his feet to him and getting him through mid-on for 4. Down the wicket, a little bit of spin, and out goes Gatting for 15, and it's a third wicket to Evan Gray. Good shot of that dismissal there. There's a bit of flight, spin as well from Evan Gray. Completely deceiving getting.
And Ian Botham comes out with England's lead growing quite comfortably to 254. A comfortable position, but the batsman under some pressure from a pitch which is giving a little help to the spinners.
So Botham on his way. Easy simple. Lobbed in the air. Oh, great let off there for Ian Botham. On the top edge, lobbed very gently and quietly over Coney's head. And that swung away off middle stump. That could well be the first 6 of the match. Just dropping short. So Botham getting underway here at Lord's is on 15 and the total on 136 for 4.
We join play now in the 5th over after tea. Another 9 runs have been added, and Richard Hadlee is the bowler. Chris Smith is taking strike. It's a big shout. Looked as though Smith played a long way away from his body there. The ball was a long way away from the body.
Certainly a very confident shout.
Looked as though it might well have flicked his trouser leg as it went through to Ian Smith. Oh, that's close. That's back leg, I think. Almost identical to the manner in which he was out in the first innings.
Well, that must have been very close indeed. Either flicks that front pad, but it gets through to the back. And Richard Hadlee, I think, felt that of the 2 appeals and 2 balls, that was the one that counted.
And he's been given this time. That really was the ball produced by the ball before. The LBW appeal turned down, and Richard Hadlee let the next one rip as fast as anything he's bowled in his life, I reckon. Chris Smith has gone.
Tremendous pace, so much quicker than anything Richard Hadlee has bowled. And Chris Smith was taking evasive action rather than trying to play a shot. He's walking away, pretending not to know much about it. He'll know that he's met probably the fastest ball of the match, and he'll also know that he's played a perfectly good test innings, revealing a lot of character after that naught in the first innings. Chris Smith goes for 43.
More to Botham. Up comes to 150. Safely away from Edgar, the man at backward point. Easy 3 there, with Taylor coming back quickly. The one thing Evan Gray mustn't do is drop short to Botham.
157 for 5 then, and Gray to Botham. Down the wicket, gone for the big one, didn't quite middle it. It's skating away, and that's rather foolish, because I think Bracewell might well have cut that off. Little boy came in to do the fielding, but Nothing that the umpire can do but to signal 4. He's given that the old heave-ho, wide, and crushed away through the offside for 4 by Botham. Takes him on to 40. Chatfield again to Botham.
Well, that was going a long way.
Gray again to Botham. That's the one he's looking for, and Ian Botham finally goes through to his first 15 Test match cricket this season. Fours in it, and looking much more like his old self. His 14th 50 for England. Chatfield in again. Steered wide to slip. Chase down there for 3rd man. It's racing away. And Dick's gone for 4 runs. So somewhat streaky boundary for Bob Taylor, and that trebles his score. He's found the gap this time all right, made it late and square, and adds 4 more to his total. Goes on now to 55, and the score to 192.
Well, that's as simple as you could possibly have. Joe McKerney breaks through, as he so often does. He's a good partnership breaker. And quite a humorist as well.
Well, I don't think there were any great subtleties about that ball. It seemed to come just gently straight out of the front of his hand. And Bob Taylor turning it on the leg side, gets an outside edge.
Quite safe. Not sure that he quite got that. Might even have been something like a leading edge. He's so powerful that even a miss hit will carry down.
And also that ball was about middle stump. This is Chatfield. Oh, quiet. It isn't quiet. It's up in the air. And Ian Botham's excellent innings of 61 coming to a summary end. Caught Coney, bowled Chatfield.
First ball Nick Cook has faced in the morning. Ewan Chatfield is the bowler.
And beautifully taken. That really was a fine catch. John Bracewell, the fielder at mid-on. And the first ball tragedy of the morning there for Nick Cook. Pushed it very firmly, and Bracewell took a really magnificent diving catch there, close in at mid-on. 208 for 8. Well, it's a good-looking shot, but he's going straight to mid-on. And Hadley picks up his first wicket. Right, very anxious to swallow that one. A little dolly catch in the end. Foster swaying back on his back foot. Thought he was in a position there to put it through mid-wicket, but once again, Hadley's pace a little bit too much for the late-order batsman. That's it. Little outside edge going through the keeper. Cowans goes, and it's Chatfield who's picked up 2 out of 3 wickets this morning. Cowans goes for a single. Neat little catch, the keeper.
Well, let's hope that Cowans learns that there's profit in pitching the ball up. Good length ball, nick to the keeper.
What a great performance that was from New Zealand. 211 England all out. and a fine performance in those 21 deliveries. Hadley taking the 1 wicket and Ewan Chatfield 2. Certainly it made the bowling figures look better. 3 for 42 for Richard Hadley, who's bowled really well throughout this match. Chatfield 3 for 29, and in the last 2 games he's done extremely well. Good, honest, straightforward, fast medium bowler Ewan Chatfield, and Gray didn't bowl today, 3 for 73. The target for New Zealand, 347. Now, not many teams have done that in the 4th innings of a test match, and I doubt very much the way this pitch is playing if New Zealand will be able to do it, particularly as they had an enormous setback this morning when their skipper Geoffrey Howarth was struck in the nets by a ball hit by John Wright. It hit him just above the left eye and required 2 stitches, and certainly there must have been quite a bit of shock about it. They say that Howarth will bat at number 3 in his normal position, but I wouldn't like to be going out there to face Bob Willis and the other England bowlers with an injury of that kind sustained earlier in the day. So we pick up play now with the first ball of the 2nd over. Ian Botham is bowling it. Bob Willis bowled the first over. John Wright is the batsman. There are 2 runs on the board, but both of them are extras.
That's a semi-chance. One fell out there. Just clearing Foster. It could have had a very dramatic opening there. A long hop from Botham. Hooked very powerfully by Wright. Could so easily have holed out at deep long leg. So instead 4 runs goes on the board for Wright.
Powerful start from John Wright. A bit of ground to make up. John Wright. 15 for no wicket. All right, he's gone this time. Not all that keen about it. John Wright. Looked as though from this angle, we are on a rather odd angle here in the Warner stand. Look at a cut back between bat and pad.
Not the bounce. Little outside tickle.
And in fact, it did exactly the opposite. Edgar's off the mark, and it's taken him quite a time to arrive there. We're in the 5th over now. And he's gone. A real lifter there. Not all that short. And Howarth almost had it right, but Willis has bowled with tremendous fire here this morning.
He's found a very good length. It's just short of the full length. Commits the batsman to the stroke all the time. It's 17 for 2.
That stroke through that gap. Off the back foot this time. It was 2 very easy runs for Edgar. That's Bruce Edgar's record in Test cricket. His 23rd Test match this. A solid average there of 35. Counts again to Edgar. Well, that's the value of pitching the ball up. No luck there for Norman Cowans. He's found the outside edge now twice. I think goes back.
Well, almost an action replay of the last one, except a finer edge. Goes to 3rd slip, goes like a rocket, going high to David Gower's left, and he just can't cling on.
Well, that's an unusual shot. Bruce Edgar coming right out of his shell. Pitch ball and cracked it straight over the bowler's head. Jolly good shot, in fact, there. There it is. Not often you see that ball stuck halfway up the screen. A bold, brave and a good shot from Bruce Edgar.
Didn't quite get that. It's racing away downhill. That's a nice save. Difficult to pick up anything running away down the hill there. That's another one of those that leaps at the batsman from just short of a length. Just beating Ian Botham. Safely caught. Nicely judged. Not the easiest of catches for a young man in his first test. Neil Foster takes the catch and Cowans claims the wicket. Martin Crowe is gone. This was almost a nothing shot. Turned out to be something for Foster and for Cowans. 57 for 3. And Martin Crowe made 12. And that's another one that's climbed from just short of a length. Alan Lamb has taken the catch. Cowans the wicket. 2 to Cowans now. New Zealand in disarray at 61 for 4.
So Cowans finding the lively length. There just does seem to be a spot down there.
I'd like to see that again and again and again. Superb take by Bob Taylor.
Well, no words from us needed here.
68 for 4. Wickets so far. 1 for Willis, 1 for Botham, and 2 for Cowans. That's a good forcing shot off the back foot. Just about beaten the fair-haired Smith over that long on boundary. His outfield still very fast. No change. Norman Cairns to ball again. Coney to face. 74 for 4. That's short. He's made no mistake this time. Got very quickly into position, and it's a very good 4 runs for Coney.
Well, this is a cracking good shot. Marvellous footwork. Look at him. He really gets across there.
And it's repeated for 4 more. So that second boundary marks a little milestone for Jeremy Coney. He's gone past 1,000 runs in Test cricket now.
Coney setting himself up again for the shot. Very well controlled.
And yet another. Oh, it's not the most intelligent piece of bowling I've seen for a while. And the crowd enjoying it. They've sprung to life. 3 very good shots there from Jeremy Coney.
Had 40 innings out there to get to his 1,000 runs with an average of just over 30.
That's pushed a little squarer still, and Smith's off again. He's at 2 and a turn for the 3rd. And Coney about to take a fresh guard. Cook now coming over the wicket, the right-hander, and immediately being swept. Must have his man deeper and finer if he bowls over the wicket. Chase for Cowans, and Cowan's been trading in threes a little bit. So the 100 comes up for New Zealand in the 38th over for the loss of 4 wickets. That's better. He slowed it down, spun it, and he's got a wicket. Evan Gray goes 108 for 5, out for 17. And one sincerely hopes the message has got home.
Batsman dragged forward and rather low. His hands were low, the bat was sloping backwards. Rather acute angle. Hit high up on the bat, and Alan Lamb says thank you very much.
Dear, dear. Oh, no joy at all there for Foster.
And Richard Hadlee almost signalled this one. No follow-through, just the flick. It was almost slip-catching practice. But Mike Gatting at 3rd slip might have lost that ball. The spectators behind. 2 hands are around there, in and out.
Hadlee has latched onto 2 now, one a little bit short, and next one over-pitched. Richard Hadlee is playing the way he knows best.
Turning into him.
That's 4 more. A little bit of pressure being placed on Nick Cook there. It's remarkable the psychological effect it has when suddenly becomes fewer than 200 to win. Problem is, there are only 5 wickets in hand. Oh, and that's done it. The return of the England captain for his 2nd wicket following that marvellous spell he bowled before lunch has broken this vital partnership. Richard Hadlee out for 30, and it's 154 for 6.
Yes, Hadlee didn't quite fancy it. Slightly backing away, looking for room.
There was a good partnership there between Coney and Hadlee. 46 they put on in 37 minutes. And Hadlee made 30 of those. Very close, even closer than that. John Bracewell has gone. He was off the mark in this innings. It looked to be a very scrambly sort of stroke that. He was never playing way down the pitch to Bob Willis.
Yes, it hit him before he'd got anywhere at all.
Willis coming back and picking up 2 wickets, plus the one he took earlier with that devilish delivery to remove Jeff Howarth. But don't even bother looking for that. You can just stand there and watch it sail away over square. He gave that just a gentle little flick of the bat. First hook shot off Willis, a fine stroke. We were just pondering over the fact that no one so far had been game to hook Willis, and suddenly Kearney does it to bring up his own half-century.
That's the one, swung away to Cowans, it's cleared him quite comfortably for 6 more. And he didn't really middle that one. And it's all over for Lance Cairns. Swung it away to well-pitched, that perfectly straight delivery, swung all round it, lost his off-stump, and he goes for 16. Another wicket for Cook. And New Zealand now 190 for 8.
Well, Cairns just hitting right across again.
Got that away well. That ball followed him, came in with the arm. It's gone through for 4. So first boundary for Ian Smith brings up the 200. 200 now for 8, with Smith going on to 7. Short again, he's gone with hook, he's going this time, yes. And absolutely delighted young Nick Foster. He's finally got his first test wicket at the end of the 4th day. It's taken a long, long time, but it's a very good one in the end, because it's Jeremy Coney who's gone for 68.
Jeremy Coney, who's hooked so well, unfortunately tries to go for this one, which is a little too high. Mike Gatting just takes that one easily.
Certainly Ian Smith's best score in the series so far. 2 and 5, his previous knocks. And he's gone for the return and he's caught it. So Chatfield goes in the end. Second attempt there by Nick Cook, caught and bowled. And Chatfield goes for 2, leaving Ian Smith 17 not out, and New Zealand all out for 219. Out, and New Zealand all out for 219.
So New Zealand were unable to come to terms with the enormous task of making 347 runs for victory, all out for 219, despite brave efforts there from Jeremy Kearney, 68, Richard Hadley, 30, Cairns and Smith, and up at the top of the order, Bruce Edgar, who batted for a long time for his 27. But a great performance from the England bowlers. I thought they did really well out there today. Bob Willis bowled superbly in his first spell before lunch, finished up with 3 for 24, came back just at the right time and picked up 2 more wickets. Botham 1, Cowans 2, just when needed, and Nick Cook 3 for 90. Thought he did well. I was just as impressed with him in the second innings as the first, because he had to bowl in completely different fashion. Neil Foster 1 for 35 from 12 overs. So England have won this match by 127 runs. They made 326 and 211 against 191 and...
Hadley bowling to Haynes.